Hi all, and welcome to Two Sick Men Sit Around a Computer and Try and Paint Up Minis while being delirious with whatever cold, hopefully please not COVID again, because that kicked my ass last time. But
our dark children have brought home from school.
Well, we've kept ours off today because like my throat's on fire, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm struggling, and I like, you said like you can feel every fiber in your body. I was like, yeah, that's what I had last time. So this morning we kept the kids off school, and yeah, it's just as a precaution. We'll do a test later on, but like we've got a stream to do, Richard. So stop being a little bitch, and we'll get out and do it. And I'm so tired. And we've got a stream tonight as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got one tonight as well.
So we've got a lovely little gap in between where we don't get to sleep and we get to carry on being self-employed. And yeah, how, apart from ill, are you today, Richard?
I am crying. I am all good today.
Yeah?
Other than the rigmaroles of getting old gracefully.
Nice. Well, I think that is a thing. I'm going to move my chat box so I can actually see it here, because Fluffy has just asked, Richard, what is the beast next to you? Because that is fucking awesome.
This little thing here.
This little thing here.
So obviously, a couple of people have been speaking about October and stuff like that.
Dragon School Studios, I see you in chat and I'm looking at you.
So I thought, I've had this one for a little while, and this is going to be my my thing I do in October and get done. This is Gromash from World of Warcraft.
Herbalist is doing that one as well, isn't she? But like smaller.
No, she's doing Garrosh.
Oh, okay. They're orcs. I'm gonna be orc racist here. All the orcs look the same to me.
She's doing his son.
It's a fucking hell of a mini, dude.
So yeah, this one is 1/6 scale, sculpted by Luftmensch. I think that's how you pronounce it. But they are phenomenal sculpts, and
it is cool.
Not only that, they go together beautifully.
Yeah.
So yes, he's here to show off with a couple of other bits and pieces I've been thinking about sharing for October to see if anyone can appreciate such things.
Well, rightly so. And in all fairness, speaking about Dragon School and speaking about Fluffy asking in chat, hello chat, how are you today? I hope you guys are all well. Welcome back to Dragonborn Industries, where we are. Richard, this is episode 16.
I still can't believe we're into the teens.
I know, we have done 16 weeks of this, and like I know we've had a few gaps of only really a week before, but like I really feel like we're starting to hit our stride now, and I'm sure the burnout will happen in about 10 or so pages where we're like, oh god, it's Christmas, and we're gonna keep going. We're fucking doing this, because like you, I'm all or nothing, and it's going to be done. But so this week we're looking at the Spectator. This is the end of the Beholder series, and we did the Standard Beholder, we did the Death Tyrant last week, and there's still a giveaway going for like another 2 days. So if you go check out episode 14, like, sub, comment. The comment word is Beholder, and then you go to Richard's Instagram profile, which the link's in the description, and you just share that post, and you could win that mini that he painted up, but also this Beholder dice, dice chunk. So yeah, and the other giveaway is over on my TikTok, which is for the Neon Blossom, which we're still yet to finish inking, but that will be done in the next couple of days. Might be poorly sickness, but the music seems too loud. Can't hear your guys' voices as well today. Well, Fluffy, I'll turn the sound down then. Thank you for doing that before we get into any descriptions. As always, chat, we're very happy for you to come in and let us know. And Dragon School says it's a tad loud. How is that now, guys? I've knocked it down by a little bit. You let us know. I'll wait for the 10 seconds for thing. We're obviously also at the start of a new track, so Richard can't hear it at all. For some reason, Discord, which we are chatting through, is just like, nah.
And only on occasions. But are we both coming through very clearly? Can you hear me all right as well?
Because every week we have to change our mic levels, and it's interesting. But yeah, so we're on the Spectator, and it is a CR3 challenge. So actually, this should be quite good. Hey, Geeky Phoenix, how you doing, Chris? Good to see you in chat. We're just talking about what this one's all about. This is about the Spectator, the last of the Beholders. This is a CR3 creature. So, Richard, have you got a level 3 character up and ready to go?
I have indeed, and once again, the random character generator has somewhat porked me on the bloody stats.
Porked you on the stats. amazing. So I'm assuming they've given you all shit stats for the class that you are.
I've got. Where are I? I've basically got warrior stats, / barbarian stats, and I'm a sorcerer.
Okay, so this could be a problem because the Spectator isn't a hard beast, and we'll talk about the lore first. Then we'll ask Richard who he is and about his 3D printing company. We'll talk about them as we're doing, but let's get some of the lore out of the way because it's the end of this Spectator series before we move on to Blights. And these are I like these creatures because they're a low CR and they're something that you can throw at characters really early in campaigns, especially as like dungeon bosses and as things that are guarding treasure, because they are created by other beholders, and it takes 4 eye stalks. They have to physically either donate or claim 4 eye stalks to like manifest these creatures into being. They are smaller beholders with 4 eye stalks, surprisingly enough, and they have one job. When they are created to guard an item, an object, or a place or a location. And they think they are the epitome of their race, just like the Beholder does. They hold a lot of those same traits. And although they're intelligent, they can speak through telepathy, and that's their main one. But they spend so long in isolation that they go mad. And like they can be alive for like 101 years, as it specifically says in the monster manual. And they are just like alone. So they like chat to themselves and they do things, and they're like really like an interesting NPC that you could have like on side or not, and you can flip them, and they're really fun to play with on a roleplay level. But when we talk about like their stats, actually, as the other beholders were quite hard, and even like the magic 3 that I always talk about, which is like hit points, AC, and damage dealing, these guys are actually quite low, I think, on all of them. Their real charm is in the damage dealing. That's their magic one, but it's nowhere near as bad as the rest of the Beholder series. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm going to be painting up a WizKids one. As I always try and do this as cheap as possible to show you that you can be tabletop ready in an hour with a mini that you can get from WizKids. So that's the one I'm going to be doing. I've once more ripped it off their bases, and I've just stuck it on another one that I've pre-done with a little bit of dry brushing. And we're going to basically go through that and do that one there. I think I'll be done in an hour today, Richard. Richard, you, however, are painting up this one here, right?
Picture I sent you through, from Monster Atlas.
Yes, which again, it looks very similar to the WizKids one, but it's very cool. I like that like curling tongue, and I really like the eye stalks on there and the details on the, like those little like scaly bits. And it looks like you scaled that one up as well.
Very slightly.
Yeah.
I went up to 120% on this one. That was it.
Nice, but I like that. It's I like that oversize. And how is the mini? How do you find the detail on that one from Atlas?
I like it. I really like it. It's not a nice sort of chunky model. Good amount of space for sort of painting. I'll see if this will work.
Ooh, see, that would make a good zombie beholder as well.
Yeah.
If you pull it back ever so slightly towards the black, there you go. There you go. You're in focus. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. A couple more people joining us in chat. Hello to everyone. Sorry, we've just been talking about how ill we are and talking about the Spectator, which is the monster we're doing today. But Richard, obviously, we've spoken a bit about the monster. And before we get into it, why don't you tell people who you are, where people can find you, and the usual guffin.
So I am Richard. I am from Warrior Prince 3D. We are a small little 3D printing company that handle anything from small tabletop miniatures to any sort of little collectibles to big statues, cosplay pieces, anything I can basically fit on the printer. You can find me on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is the best place to message and contact me via. I'm often with Dragonborn Industries here every week, Band of Badgers, and wherever I can try and get my face seen and gloriously held fruit at. So, yes.
Yeah, and you're an absolute pleasure to have. I love doing this show with you. And like I said, 16 weeks feels like no time at all. And yet that's like over 3 months worth of work. And yeah, it's crazy to think that this show's been going for that long. And I know that like the Monster Manual's like, and this is like the base edition Monster Manual. It's not even like the Monsters Evolved. And like, yeah, Herbalist, hello, welcome to chat. She's just gone, dude, that Gromash. Yeah, we've, that's what he's doing for October. And then I was orc racist and said they all look the same to me because I thought it was the one that you were doing. Yeah, so 16 weeks has been crazy. But do you think you'll be done in an hour on this mini?
I think I'm doing my damnedest.
Yeah, do you think you've got a method in mind for what you're going to do? Is it going to be the try brush the shit out of it again?
It is literally. It's going to be a case of I've got a few ideas with contrast I want to try and mix up and have a go with. I've got a couple of. I think the eyes are going to be the only complicated bit because I wanted to try and mimic the eyes literally straight off of the picture.
Same.
From the monster manual.
Yeah, and so I'm going to try and keep it to as close to the monster manual as possible. You can see that image down below me in the box down there where Richard's character is fighting that. But I think I'm gonna just like dry brush through some of the greens and then focus on the tongue and the eyes and the mouth because I think that's where the pop really happens. Richard, I need to know about your level 3 character, please.
Okay, so my level 3 character, while I alt tab to the other screen, is Gordon, the Rock Gnome Sorcerer.
Gordon, the Rock Gnome Sorcerer. Ah, nickname Flash. Come on, it's gotta be. It has to be. Okay, so should we go into this now then, or would you like to? Or actually, we'll talk about the other images you sent me at the end of the show. Let's keep people in suspense.
Keep them waiting.
Keep people with anticipation. So, Flash.
Oh.
Did you just come? Is that your orgasm noise?
That is my Flash favourite of the internet.
Fluffy with the gift here. Hello. Amazing. Thank you, Fluffy. That's so cool. And yeah, we're gonna go into this. Flash, Gordon, for the level 3 gnome sorcerer. I'm gonna start the timer now, and we'll set a scene. Once more, we find ourselves in Waterdeep, and quests are given out here like you wouldn't believe, and Herbalist is just subbed Prime. Thank you so much. That's amazing. That's thrown me off. You again find yourself in Waterdeep, and this is where adventurers can pick up quests so easily because adventurers are so sought after and so renowned in Waterdeep. And there's a notice board in the Yawning Portal, a very well-known adventurers tavern. And Flash, you go there looking for gold, looking for work, and you see this request to recover an item. Don't say sorry, Herbalist. Don't say sorry at all, especially not for subbing. And it says, please retrieve my ancient wand. It belonged to my grandfather, and it was stolen by the Xanathar before their death. The person puts a picture of the wand and how to find them to claim the side quest, let's say. Let's go video game style. And you go off to find this person, and, you know, we'll skip through all of the RP there because let's get to the encounter. You end up taking on the mission and find that you need to head out to... it's an old tower that's been long abandoned, and there are rumors around it that it's cursed.
I don't believe in such posh.
Exactly. Surely it's a monster or it's some kind of magic, and as a sorcerer you're like, nothing can beat me. I don't know if you're that arrogant. I don't know if Flash is.
Meh. Unfazed by such petty things.
Exactly.
Power, my only aphrodisiac.
And you begin to make your way to this tower, and it takes maybe like a day and a half's travel. And as you get there, you do still get that feeling of being watched, but it's not. It's quite minimalistic. It's not like you've heard of Beholders and you knew of the Xanathar, and there was like a big news thing about this party who defeated him recently and stole his goldfish. And
epic party.
Yeah, and you know it can't be them, but maybe this is something to do with it, and you get the idea that you know what you're going to be facing here, something to do with the Eye Tyrants. So this feeling is known, but you set out and you find this tower, and it's really tall, it's ancient, it's made of this like old stone, but like moss has like reclaimed it, and the doorway itself is this large archway that has a kind of rickety but what would have once been well placed like wooden door, and in the center near the top, almost like a looking eyeglass, is a singular green looking eyeball with a single slit of black down the center where its pupil would be. What would you like to do?
I can see this eye slit seeing me, yeah?
Well, it just looks like an ornament in the door. It just looks like, like those little like peepholes. And I think that like you would know that certainly some people in like mage towers and stuff like that would have some kind of like magical eye or an arcane eye, maybe. I think you know that being a sorcerer, like imprinted in doors so that like they can see through them if somebody comes knocking. You expect it to be something like that, but then you think about the eye tyrants, and yeah, what if this is one of those? But it's just an eye in a door.
Can I see it any other way around into the tower?
Oh, you can make an investigation check or a perception check as you can circle the tower. It's probably about 40-foot diameter, and while you look at that one, I will tell people what I'm doing. So I am dry brushing a zenithal on this. So I primed it in black, and then I'm taking orc grey from the army painter, and I've just in a downwards motion dry brushed that on to like pick out some of the detail. And now I'm taking white and orc grey and mixing those together to take out the top highlights, and then finally I will get some white and just pick out the very, very tops, and then I'll go into colouring this bad boy up. Flash.
I roll a perception of 11.
11. It's a single door at the bottom. There is maybe about 40 feet up. There is a circle just missing out of the side of this tower.
I am going to try a spell.
Lord of Cats, hello, welcome to the chat. Geeky Felix says, poke its peeper. And Absalom says, Flash Gordon is almost 90 years old. Is your gnome 90 years old?
Yes, actually.
Ah, very young for a gnome.
I'm going to cast a minor illusion.
Okay.
To basically be in the field of view of the eye, close to the tower, to hopefully distract the eye so that I might be able to scale up to the hole in the side of the tower.
Okay, what's the minor illusory you're conjuring?
A humanoid trying to hide behind something, but poorly.
Okay. So, for the sake of it, give me a deception check.
Ooh, 16.
Okay. What is your spell DC, please?
11.
11. Okay. There's a moment you cast this image, and Ian grabs some dice. Because I'm totally prepared as a dice maker to have dice.
Toads.
Oh yeah, toes. Fuck it, let's use the Beholder dice that you can win by going to episode 14 of Painting Up the Monster Manual and commenting Beholder, liking, subbing, and then going to Richard's profile, which the link is in the comments, in the description even, and sharing his post. Little plug. And it's going to do little... Okay, there's a 17. So let's talk about the stat block of this Spectator, because we get to add some wisdom on there, but it also has a +6 on perception. Obviously, all of the eye tyrants tend to have a higher perception base, so that is going to be a 23 to basically see through the illusion at this point. But their stat block is actually... It's a CR3 creature, so it's relatively quite low down. So they have a strength of 8, which is a -1, 14 on the dex for a +2, a 14 on the con for a +2, a 13 on intelligence for a +1, a +2 on the wisdom for a 14, and charisma is a flat 0 with an 11 there. But their only skill that they're proficient in is perception, I'm afraid. And you just see how, like, this charm in the door, this eyeball, seems to, like, shimmer slightly. And it looks like it's charging with something, and then it just draws back. You don't know what that means. You don't know if you've seen anything else. But yeah, you can certainly... You feel like it's seen something, but, you know, it's up to you what you do now.
As far far as I'm concerned, my flawless plan has gone off without a hitch.
Yeah.
I'm going for the hole in the tower.
Oh, Lord of Cats, that's all right. You go get to work. Thank you for stopping by. Catch the video on YouTube, hopefully later today. So you're going to go around the back, yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. You make your way around, and how are you going to try and get up to this missing circle?
I am going to use my Rock Gnomey racial abilities to be able to scale it with my Dungeoneer pack.
Okay. So give me... Shall we say athletics? Because it's going to be strength to kind of get up there. I'll make the DC quite easy because you've got a...
It's alright, it's my strongest stat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I'll make it hard then.
Arty 22.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. You take out your Dungeoneering pack, and you're used to taking on little side quests like this. And you begin to scale up the wall. I assume that your movement speed is a standard of 25.
It is indeed.
Okay. It takes 6 to 12 seconds to kind of get up there. And as you crest the top of this lip, can you give me a perception check for me, please?
Perception?
Yeah. And in the meantime, while you roll that, I am currently taking some very thin white and I am painting it onto the eyeballs. Let's pull that one back a little bit and put my hand behind it. Oop. There it is. My camera's reversed. There we go. And I'm doing that before I go in because I'm going to be doing green as the base of the eyes as well. So before I dry brush on any of my darker green, I'm just putting those on to dry, and I'm going to turn my fan on. So perception check, please.
16.
16, okay. This is clearly an old wizard's tower. You don't feel the presence of magic really anymore. So you'd think that maybe this is long forgotten, or maybe the wizard is dead or destroyed or moved on. You don't know. But the structure still stands, and something has clearly dug out this perfect circle out of the wall here. And it sort of like bisects part of a floor, like this wooden floor, and into what looks like a huge kitchen. And it's odd, like it's about a 40-foot diameter on the outside, but inside is huge, and it just seems unnatural in that way. But there's like the elements have like got in here, and you can see that like over the years, like some of the wood has swelled to create an uneven floor. The sink is cracked. There is like a brown kind of like spatter across some of the floor and the walls. And with a 16, I think you would also see an almost skeleton. So like it's an old corpse that's like so withered and wrecked that it is. Yeah, it's sucked in on itself essentially, like all the skin and the meat, and it's just like curled up in the corner in the fetal position. I say corner in a round room. Who's the idiot? It's over by the sink, which we'll call the corner.
I will head over to the body.
Okay.
Give it a quick once over. Well, knowing that certain creatures are often in the possession of minions, and undead minions are a thing, I wish to ensure it is not liable to get back up, and if it is an unlucky adventure, I would like to see if he has anything interesting on his person.
Okay. You head on over, and a lot of the dust kind of like kicks up. You notice around it there are like staircases that go up and down on either side of the circle to your left and your right. And as you head over to the body, you see that like it was wearing armor, but a lot of it's just decayed and eroded over time. It was like a simple leather. Hey, Debs, welcome to the show. He says, hey, Pasty and Beardy, sorry I'm late. I was painting teeny weeny people. We are too. I'm just waiting for mine to dry. And a lot of the armor's wrecked and gone, but you see like an immaculate dagger in its hand. But like as you like look at the face, it is that skin again. It's like almost like it's like sucked in and it's been withered away. But there is a look of fear, like unrelenting fear on this creature's face as it died, that has stayed there.
Okay. If the dagger has remained pristine, I will take the dagger.
Yeah, it's essentially a +1 dagger that you can add to your own inventory. But yeah, you look around the room, and minus like the little bit of wind coming into this desolate kitchen, and you rolled a 16 on the passive perception, didn't you?
16 on the actual perception.
Yeah, 16 on the actual perception, that was it. What you do notice is that on the table, there's like a round table designed for like one person that once upon a time was probably like really, really affluent and nice, but now obviously the water, the elements, the damp has got in there and made certain bits of it swell or wither away and whatnot. And there are plates of old decayed food that, as ancient as this tower is, seem like they've decayed a lot, but not as much as the tower. They're more recent, but still not recent enough to be of warrant, if that makes sense.
Yesterday's dinner.
It wasn't yesterday's dinner, but somewhere between this tower being abandoned and now, somebody has made food here.
Press on and take the left stairs. So there's stairs going up, yeah?
Stairs on the right go up, stairs on the left go down. You were a little quiet there, though. I couldn't quite hear you.
I'll go take the stairs to the right.
Okay. The stairs to the right lead up, and are you going quietly, or are you just stomping your way through here?
I'm going as quietly as I can.
Okay, make me a stealth check, please. And while you do that, I'm going to take some Elven Green from the Army Painter, and now I'm going to dry brush the shit out of this mini.
Right. Right, stealth check. That's an 18.
18, okay, perfect. And what I'm going to do here with the dry brushing is I'm using a very, very, very soft bristle because I don't overly want this to go right the way down into those recesses. Whereas Xenophort, all of the black from the primer is in those deep areas, and I'm going to try and just like get this darkened green to... Although actually that Elven Green might be a bit too bright. I'm going to find a different one. Yeah, so 18 with your stealth. You begin to make your way up those stairs, and you look on the ground, and you manage to like avoid anything that would creak or knock or anything like that. And you make your way up to what looks like an old alchemical lab. And this room is all but destroyed. There are signs that there was a struggle here. There are signs that something big went down. Everything is pretty much destroyed beyond use. But you also don't see any entrances out of this room.
I'll take my time and go over this room then.
Okay, you can give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yes.
Natural fuck you 20.
Natural fucking 20! Natural twenzoni. This room has been destroyed to make it look like it's been ransacked by something. There is not only the fact that like a lot of it has been like tipped over, destroyed, anything worth what you would imagine to any magic practitioner in terms of like alchemy sets and stuff has been completely destroyed, but left in like a place on show. Yes, you just have to click that you're okay with that, Dibs. If it says it's intended for certain audiences, there should be a button to click that says yes, welcome into the chat, if you can hear me or not. Then what you notice is that some of the bookcases have been shunted across from one area of the wall to another, and yeah, they weren't there originally and have been placed afterwards.
Okay. Looks in there. I will go and look at these bookcases to where they are now covered.
You've gone very quiet again.
I'm going to have a look at these bookcases to see where they're now covering.
Okay, so are you trying to move them out the way, or are you just how are you?
I'm going to be investigating them first to see what they are, what they're doing, and if they move at all.
Okay, so give me an investigation check.
Ooh, not as good. That is a 14.
14. They've definitely been moved. With that previous perception check before, yeah, you definitely know that these have been pushed to one side because you can see the drag marks in the ground. And
using my insane gnome strength I seem to somehow possess,
yeah,
I'm going to try and move them myself.
give me a strength check or athletics check even.
Right, +4 athletics. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, not a problem. You kind of like push one of them to one side, and you push it enough that then you see behind it a doorway, and it's open. It's been pushed open. It leads to another staircase that goes up.
Thank you.
You're just heading on up, yeah?
I'm going to investigate to see if I can see any obvious traps.
Give me an investigation check, please.
7.
7. Seems clear, buddy.
Yeah, no traps. I skip on up.
Yeah, nice one. So,
I stealthily go up the stairs, though.
give me another stealth check, please. And I'm actually going to do a roll here, because obviously the noise of moving a bookcase. Okay.
Yes. 15 on my stealth.
15 on your stealth. So adding that perception of +6, I got a 17 on perception. And you just hear from below you. Hello? 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 Friend. You bring me friend.
I am a friend. I was told to check on you.
The master sent you. You're up. You did not come past my door. I did not. Was that you outside?
It was not me outside, no. I was being chased by those that would stop me from getting you to bringing the master's word to you.
Roll me a deception check.
Yes, 19.
19. Master. Okay.
Yes. Master sent me. He said you are to report back to him, and I am to relieve you of your position.
No. I cannot leave my position. No. The master would send you. Yes. The wand he wants. You would take it back to him.
Oh, yes. I may well do that then.
I will come upstairs. Meet me in the kitchen. I will make you some food.
Okay.
Do you head back down?
I do. Very fucking good. Actually, I'm going to have a look up here first.
Yeah? So you carry on up the stairs and maybe 5-6 steps up from where you are, you step on a stone that goes and goes down a little bit, and the staircase just turns to ice, and you need to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. Natural one. Whee! You go sliding down, and because the bookcase is only partly open, you just go whoosh into the bookcase, and you're going to take it's about 20 foot of slide, so we'll take 2d6 worth of bludgeoning damage on that fail. That is going to be double ones. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you into the bookcase, and you say, you were trying to go upstairs. Upstairs is not where the wand is, or where I am. I was downstairs I was at the door, so alone. And as you kind of step around, you just see this like blue, five-eyed, really, a central eye and these 4 eye stalks, and they're all just like looking at the bookcase as you poke your head around. Its tongue just like hangs out, and you're hearing this in your head, you realize, as you just say like, hey, breakfast. You would like breakfast? Yes. Have food, we'll talk. Please, so lonely. And like...
Yes, I would, yes, food would be lovely.
Good. And it just like hovers over to the sink, and then like just turns in the air as it's hovering, and it looks at the table, and let's see. Yeah, you see like where the food is in these bowls that's like sort of decayed, or like the bits that wouldn't decay and have just like been left there to like age. It closes its central eye, the other 4 staying open, and a plethora of food arrives on the table. So this is an ability that the Spectator has called Create Food and Water. The Spectator magically creates enough food and water to sustain itself for 24 hours. And Richard, I was reading this in the Monster Manual beforehand, and this brought up a fantastic question for me. Obviously, they must eat if it's creating water and food to sustain itself, right?
Yeah.
Where's its asshole? Where does it shit from?
Well, mine's actually got one.
Yeah, but that's just where we put the minis. But like,
It doesn't have a stick on it.
so like,
I'm going to presume it's got one. The simple fact is it's not depicted on the model because we've shoved a massive stick and or probing device up it.
but what if it doesn't have an asshole? What if being swallowed by a beholder or something like an eye tyrant means that it gets transported to like a demi-plane or something? Because like that's all mouth on the image, like, and then the throat goes down, and a tongue usually goes right down a throat, but like it goes nowhere. Does it like go up? Does it like go in there and then, you know, its digestive system is so small that it like shits it out like a pellet a day later? Or is it, you know, I just, it brought up some questions. And
I'm with you on that one. It does bring up some very interesting questions.
And I'm all about the immersion. And if this is going to ruin my immersion, then I'm going to quit D&D. No. But yeah, I just I thought it was an interesting thing because, like, where does the food go? Where does it go? So, you know, I'm just saying, Wizards, if you could answer that one for us, please, that would be fantastic.
We would be heartily appreciative.
I genuinely think it goes to another plane of existence. That's my thoughts.
Well, it's now canon, so we are, as it has not been covered, we have therefore made it law.
Exactly that. But this food and water appears on the table, and please, sit down. Have some breakfast with me.
I sit down to eat.
Yeah. And it's sort of like you take the chair next to the body of that is frightened, and you watch as it like hovers across, and it like, it's odd. It like shunts a chair with its own body towards the table, and this is like a humanoid chair, and then it sort of like hovers over it and then sits into the chair, and it's just this weird, very ungainly, yeah, and it's unnatural for like what this creature is, and it just, all five eyes are just focused on you. What is your name?
I am Gordon.
Gordon, I.
What is your name?
My name. It's been so long. I remember the master. The master was called the Xanathar. Maybe I am the Xanathar. Or maybe I am alone. I'm alone.
Oh, no, I'm here. You're never alone.
Are you my friend?
If you wish to be my friend, I'm in need of a companion and a guardian.
I like friends. Dragon Skull's asking for a paint check. I'm just through the green bits. I'm about to add some secondary green to the eyes, and then I'm going to do the mouth. Because we do have 33 minutes left. And as it's there, and it keeps saying friend, yes. I cannot be relieved though. My sole purpose, my purpose is to protect the wand. To protect this place. Eat.
If the wand comes back with me, then you are to protect me and the wand.
No, eat. And like there's a change in the tone.
What do you wish to eat?
Eat. And it's now like a command.
I start to play with my food. And
Fluffy says, Richard, is your mic able to be closer? Every now and again you get quiet.
Seems to be an issue. I will adjust my voice settings just a little bit more than earlier. Hopefully that's not too loud. It's not too overpowering, is it?
It seems all right to me, but we'll let the audience know. Did you stop playing with your food, yeah?
Yes, I start playing with it, and almost I try and make it look like I'm eating, but I'm not.
You can either give me a sleight of hand or a deception check. That is your call. So I've thinned the green for the eyes quite a bit, and I'm almost using that like a shade or a wash, just to go over that white.
That is a solid 19.
Solid 19. Good, good. It puts the food in the mouth. And it just stares at you, and then you just watch this tongue like lurches out, and it's impossibly long, and it just like reaches down for like, and it's like a gruel in this bowl, and you can see it mixed with this old food, and it just scoops it up and takes it in. The only excitement I've had for so long has been food. How is your food?
It's lovely. Did you make this yourself, or do you have servants to prepare it for you?
Servants. Servants? I do not require servants. And all the eyes glare at you. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Let's get the right webpage. Come on, good con. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You feel for a moment like your joints were stiffening up, and you manage to like shudder it off as it's like, I don't require servants. I am the best me there could be. I am nothing but power, and I will. You are not here as a friend.
How dare you attack the main lieutenant of the Master? You who should know better. You who are most singular. You failed in your duty. You have betrayed the Master.
Lies.
You are not unique.
Lies. You feed lies. Can you roll initiative for me, please, bud?
Hey.
So let's look at the dex stat of this creature. It is a only a +2, and you know I rolled a 2. What did you get?
I rolled a 9.
Nice. I rolled a 4 total, so you will be going first, as you know that this creature maybe saw past a few of the deception, but it's mad, and you can tell it's mad, and it maybe in its own isolation, it has, and with the loss of the Master, it's now just errant, and yeah, it's giving no quarter on its position. And then I'm going to get a lighter green and start highlighting up. But you get to go first, buddy.
Can it make me an intelligence saving throw?
Is this a spell?
Yes.
Okay. I will make this throw first because the Spectator has a reaction that's called Spell Reflection. And let's see if I make the save first. So it's intelligence, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a 3 + 1 for a 4.
So that's a fail.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the reaction first. So Spell Reflection. If the spellcaster makes a successful throw against a spell or a spell attack misses, which neither of those things happen because I failed to save, the spectator can choose another creature, including the spellcaster, it can see within 30 feet of it, and the spell targets the chosen creature instead of the spectator. And basically then it would force that spell onto the other person. So these things don't have legendary actions like the other eye tyrants, but it does have this reaction. But yeah, it fails its saving throw. What happens next, buddy?
It takes, as I psychically lash out at it,
Yes.
Tasha's Mind Whip, and it takes 3d6 damage.
Oh!
For a 15.
15 points of damage. And you just see all 5 of its eyes squeeze closed, and it almost like bites down on its own tongue, and blood starts to like trickle out of its mouth. It's like, no, liar, liar, as it just starts like screaming in your head. Anything else you would like to do? I'm taking some corn red, and I'm going to be painting that as the base layer into the mouth before we go to those pinks.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I can cast Dragon's Breath. That doesn't make sense.
Is it the spell, or is that because you're a draconic ancestry?
No, I'm a rock gnome.
No. If you are a sorcerer that is draconic ancestry, you also get that.
Ah, then that could be why. Okay. Oh, I've got sorcery points and everything in this.
Level 3, yeah, you should have quite a few, buddy.
I've got 3.
You want to check out what your meta magics are.
I've never played a sorcerer. Right, I'm going to cast Dragon's Breath.
Nice. Across the table.
So basically, across the table, at the table, trying to engulf as much as possible to make it nasty.
So I need to make a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so again, this is quite weak, but this isn't a magical effect, so this doesn't get the spell.
No, it's not a magical effect on it, sort of thing.
This is only a 6.
It fails.
Okay.
And I am going to spend a sorcery point. To empower it.
Cheers.
So I can roll an extra dice. If I think re-roll one of the dice. Okay.
I like where this is going.
Dragon's Breath is another 3d6. So I'm going to re-roll the 2. Because that is 11 so far. 11. And that becomes 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage on top of the 15. So that is 25 plus 7 is going to be 32. Is that right?
Sounds right. I will trust you.
My maths while I'm ill is shocking. We're going to go with 32. Please, audience, shout out if my maths is wrong. I'm very happy to be corrected. But is this fire as well, is it?
Yeah, so this is just Dragon Breath sort of releases out.
You across the table as this eye tyrant is like holding its like mind after the mind whip, and it just, you can smell like the table goes up in flames, the food smells awful, there is like the smell of like burning acrid flesh, and it is just an awful smell, and you hear the screaming both in your mind and physically as this creature is desperately hurt. Is that the end of your go?
That is the end of my go.
Okay, so I'm taking this elven green that we started with earlier. Now I'm just picking out the highlights. And again, it's been mostly dry brushing this entire way through for this particular mini so far. So then hopefully in the last sort of 20 minutes, I will be focusing on those eyes as they dry up now. It just starts hovering backwards towards the hole in the wall. It's like, no. It doesn't go out, but it starts to turn and make its way to the stairs that lead down. It's like, no. Must survive, must protect. What is mine? What is the master's? But it moves 30 feet away from the table towards the doorway, but it can only just about get to the doorway from the table. It will then...
As it leaves my area of effect, can I get, do I get an opportunity to attack?
Well, you were across the table from it, so I'm going to say that the table was between you two, unless you've got a reach of 10 foot. It's going to be like...
No, that's fine. I just wanted to check sort of...
No, absolutely, because we're doing theatre of the mind here, but I'm going to say that, like, obviously, like, you're in your 5 foot square, then there's a table in that 5 foot square, then they're in their own. And then... It kind of like, as it's floating towards the door with its back towards you, 2 of the eye stalks just like rear backwards. So the actions for a spectator are, it can either make a bite attack, which is usually like a +1 to hit, 5 foot range, and it does a 1d6 plus -1 piercing damage, or the spectator shoots up to 2 of the following magical eye rays at 1 or 2 creatures it can see within 90 feet of it. So there are not as many to choose from as there is with the beholder, because there are not so many eyes. Can you roll me a d4, please?
Oh, a d4. I don't like that. Shit, it's a 4.
4, okay. So, this one, you watch as one of the eyes turns towards you, and this red mist almost fills it. This like murky green eye turns to like almost like blood is filling it up, and then this droplet just fires out towards you. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Come on. Oh, that is a 15.
15. Okay, so the DC is 13, so it's quite low still. As the wounding ray starts aiming towards you, and you will take half as much damage on a successful save. So it's usually 3d10. You are going to take half of this. Let's grab another d10. You are going to take 9, 10, 14, half to 7 points of necrotic damage as this blood droplet hits you and just almost is absorbed into your body, and like you can feel it racking your body with pain, but you manage to like shake some of it off. Can you roll me another d4, please? And this is again where it gets dangerous because the dice are deciding what is getting thrown out here.
Okay, so a 3 on the dice roll, and I took 7 damage, didn't I?
3 on the dice roll. Yes, you took 7 damage of necrotic. I now need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no. 13.
13. You pass. It's just what you need as you feel like this eye glare at you, and just like that door downstairs, this was the eye that was in there. You now recognize, and as it looks towards you, you feel it like trying to break into like your mind, not like telepathically, but just trying to incense that sense of fear into you. But you stoically stay your ground, and you are like, you can see how beat up and hurt it is, and the fact that it's running clearly to whatever it's protecting. And it's no. Kill them for the master. Save what I am here to protect. But it's your go, buddy. It's 30 foot away, and it's about to make its way downstairs.
Okay.
Apologise about the sniffing. Still ill. Try and do that away from the microphone.
Do you know what? Whenever I read Ray of Sickness, I always can't help but say the old, gotta get up, get down with the sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm just going to take some Abaddon Black, and I'm literally going to do like lines down for the slits, just like the eyes are in the monster manual.
Right, I'm going to fling out my hand and literally, seeing the new knife I picked up, I copy its image and I fling out an ice knife and launch it towards the back of the tyrant, and I'm going to run towards it.
Okay, so you need to make a spell attack, yes?
Yeah, that's 21.
Oh, it hits. Roll some damage for me. It's probably not going to take much.
Okay, that is an 8d10.
An 8, yeah?
Yep. I've got no pluses to it, unfortunately.
How do you kill this thing? It had 39 hit points.
Oh, shit! Literally, as it's sort of fleeing, I scramble over the table, mimic the knife in my hand, and flick it out, hoping to hit as I'm sort of building the courage to basically jump on the back of this thing and melt it from the back.
Yeah. Also, when an ice knife hits, it explodes, dealing extra damage. This thing's not going to have death saving throws, so I'm not making it a major NPC or anything. The ice knife goes into it, and it's like, no! And it just goes silent as it's pleading, and it just... And there's like this wet sound as it just starts rolling down these stairs to somewhere beneath it. And you just hear this squelch at the bottom, and everything goes silent, and you are left alone.
I go and ensure it is finished off.
You heading downstairs, yeah?
I'm heading downstairs, carefully down the stairs.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm not going to have you roll anything because I'd say there's no threat. That sense of being watched has disappeared, and you begin to head downstairs where you can see like the trail of this like gross ichor that you've left behind, and ice just like bouncing down the stairs where it's made its impacts, and you get to the bottom, and it's like this odd reception room that's been messed around with. There is very clearly a door on the other side of the room, a large archway door with a hole missing in it where you imagine an eye was sticking through. There are then like sofas pushed up against the round room around the edge, but the cushions are all missing, and in the center of the room is a pillow fort where it just seems like somebody was bored. yeah, that's what you sort of see. The rest of the furniture seems missing.
Okay, I plunge my knife into this thing's brain.
I don't even need you to make an attack roll. It's very dead.
I'm carefully avoiding its eye, and then I'm going to remove its main eye, and then I'm going to cut off its stalks.
Easily done.
Once having cleaned myself up and stored them purposefully, I will then explore the rest of this place, try and find the wand.
Okay.
Head down to where it said it was.
Give me an investigation check, please. I'm trying to find my oak brown. While we do that, so I can start on the teeth.
18.
18. Yeah, not a problem. You begin to search around the room, and all of the furniture, mainly these two sofas, and they're large and huge sofas for whoever lived here before, have been pushed to one side, and all of the other furniture, like little desks or like little side tables, you realise have been pulled into this fort of pillows. That there's mold growing up it. It's really old, but there is on the other side, closer to the door, a very large entranceway. Like a wall is missing from this fort, and inside it, there are some extra cushions and pillows on the floor. With this round circular indentation in them, and then just to one side is almost like a side table with a small, perfect circular stone with a rune on it and a wand of old, almost like charred black charcoal wood, but it's clearly been sculpted into a wand.
I check where it is stashed for traps.
You can give me an investigation check for traps if you'd like.
19.
19. Yeah, the pedestal is completely trapped. It's on another weight thing like the stairs were. And you look up and you see that there are holes in the ceiling that something could potentially drop out. They're about an inch wide.
Okay, do I think I could try and disarm it?
You're not sure where the mechanism is. You know that as soon as you release something from this, the stone is going to rise up. So you think that to disarm it, you will have to Indiana Jones style counterweight whatever's on top of here. And the wand can't weigh much.
I will attempt that then, if there's anything I can sort of get or use that might work. If that's going to be the case. Do I just think it will... I'm just trying to think. Either that or how many doorways between me and the exit in the side of the tower?
Only one for you to go up into the kitchen area again, and then there's this door here that this eye was in that is no longer there.
Okay, so the open doorway up to the kitchen, I would like to block with something heavy.
From the inside or the out?
From the inside. So as long as the door can't close and lock.
Okay,
if something was to be triggered.
Yeah, absolutely. You could tip up one of the sofas.
Yeah.
Use that against it. Maybe fortify it with the other sofa.
And I'll do that. And then I will try and find something that might be a stick-like or a wooden spoon and...
Yeah, we can say that you ransack the kitchen to find a few different items that weigh different things, and you've got to gauge it. Now, there's an old frying pan made of cast iron that's quite heavy, a couple of wooden spoons that are quite light, and some old chalices that are maybe somewhere between.
And then I will try and basically sort of swap the weight over and leg it.
And where are you legging it to?
I'm legging it to the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I thought you were blocking off the kitchen.
No, it's basically so it's a case of I want to ensure I can get out, so I'm blocking the door open in case an automatic mechanism shuts doors.
Ah, okay.
So that way the front door that might, stay locked and shut anyway will be fine, but that way my way is cleared to the kitchen sort of thing.
Okay, cool. These circles in the ceiling, by the way. These tiny little things. They're in the ceiling above where this fort is, by the way. Just so that I'm very clear on that.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so, right, I'll go for the... I'll try and open the front door then.
Yeah, the front door opens.
I will bar that open, and then I would attempt to do my Indiana Jones impression and then leap out of the bloody door.
Give me a straight up intelligence check just to see which one you think is going to weigh the same as the contents of the top of this.
Natural fuck you 20 for a 22.
You think with a chalice and a wooden spoon, you're like, yeah, that stone is big, and maybe the rune is like a weight thing or not. And then like you think to your arcane training, this is a fucking sending stone. So they can't weigh that much. And you take like a chalice and a spoon and you're like, I think this is it. And you give me now a dexterity check with advantage.
Oh, this is fucking terrifying. Dexterity check with advantage.
Yes.
Thank fuck for that, because that's a 7. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hold your breath as you switch them over, and you just hear this like for a split second, this like tick, 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 but it stops when you put the other ones on, and you just bolt it to the door, wand and sending stone in hand, and yeah, you exit with a charcoal wand and this clearly ascending stone to take back to the task giver. And yeah, we'll call it there and focus mainly on painting from there as you actually managed to defeat the Spectator, Richard from Warrior Prince 3D.
Whee.
How are you doing for your paint work?
I'm now onto the eyes.
Oh, awesome. So I am trying to do the teeth, then I'm going to add some pink to the tongue just to give it a little bit of a variant. But I'm keeping it real simple on this one as much as I can do. So I'm going to try and blend that one in.
As I say, because it's tabletop, I'm not going to do much, much with the tongue. I thought if I just get the pink on it, I can come back later and do that. I really wanted to get these eyes done because that way the eyes can be like a focal point.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are an eye tyrant. So I think that is definitely a way to go on them. So have you ever thrown a Spectator at a party before? Have you used them in D&D?
I've never used one of these dirty little beasties.
I've used them in a dungeon here and there, but not anything too much. I think they literally were guarding treasure, and it was just like... It didn't even talk. It was just like... and it was like almost like controlled.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a decent bloody colouring of this eye. So that's a blue, isn't it?
There is like a blue outer, which I'm going to do with like a contrast, I think.
Well, I'm thinking more a dark reaper.
Ooh.
Because that's like a blue-grey, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
That'll do well for an outer.
Herbalist says it's looking great.
How long have we got?
We've got 8 minutes.
8 minutes, oh fuck.
Yeah, that went by pretty quick, right?
Yeah, just a bit.
So I'm going to go around now and use this Azurman blue around the outsides of the eyeballs just to give it some definition between it. And then I'm going to go back in and try and do the the base of the tongue. And then I'll pretty much be there. I might add some skeletal horde to the teeth. So how about you guys at home? Have you ever thrown a Spectator at people before? Have you faced one in your games? Obviously, if you're here on Twitch, feel free to answer away and we will read those out. If you're on YouTube, feel free to put it in the comments. And if you're on YouTube, hey, why don't you go check out the episode 14 where you can win a dice and a Beholder miniature from that huge episode we did. Because there are only 2 days left on that giveaway. So that's what we're doing on the eyes just there. Ooh, focus please.
Right,
when you say throw. I mean, yeah. Throw it at my players. Literally take the mini and just fucking launch it.
Have it.
Roll initiative. Ah, my eye! Who throws a mini, man? Honestly.
Motherfucker. Where's my little brush? Where's my little eyeball brush? Where's my eyeball brush?
So I'm going to try and do a blend of blues and pinks for the tongue. Herbalist is going to go grab some lunch. Well, Herbalist, I hope you have a fantastic lunch. Thank you always for coming into the show. And we will see you again real soon.
Don't miss the stream tonight.
Yeah. Do come along if you're around, Herbalist, at 9 o'clock. We are there with the band of badgers. 9 o'clock to paint up Sol, the holiest, which we did a few weeks ago on the Monster Manual, but we never got to finish it because there is no way.
You say a few weeks ago now, it's more than that.
It was like a few months ago now, wasn't it?
It's a couple of months back now.
Wow. Yeah, Dragon School says he'll be there, which is amazing. Looking forward to seeing you there. I don't think I'm going to run a combat with this one tonight. Very happy to just sit down and talk paint techniques.
I'd say, yeah, it's just paint, have a laugh, and try.
Yeah, and I think now that I don't have to focus on trying to do it in an hour, I'm probably actually going to put some effort onto that one, because I think that's part of the joy of that mini, is I really want to show off some of those bits. And yeah, again, it's one of Richard's prints, and it's just stunning.
Okay.
Well, they always are.
I'll try.
So, 5 minutes 50. How you doing?
I am desperately trying to get the this eye done.
I'm trying to get a decent wet blend in on this tongue, and it's not happening. So, for those of you watching, what a wet blend is, if you don't know, especially if you're coming along and we're trying to show you that you can paint a mini in an hour. You can paint an hour in a mini. You take two different paints from both sides that are still wet, and you've got to try and blend them together while keeping the colours there. And I'm trying to take this like a German blue, which is a contrast and very watery, and mix it with a thicker pink from the army, not the army painted, from Citadel, which is a Fulgrim pink. And I'm actually struggling between the two consistencies. But we'll get there. Just going to dab some on in the middle bit and just start pulling that pink up into the blue, and hopefully it will do that purple thing where, you know, we see those blends and it will pull itself into each other, sort of like so. And obviously the wetter it is, the more it pulls itself in. And you end up with a fade from one colour to another.
Hopefully.
And then I think the last thing I'm going to do, little last bit, is I'm going to take some words, Richard. What are the words I'm looking for? Skeletal Horde.
There we go. I knew it was that.
Oh, yeah. Damn it, why don't you know the words that I'm thinking of in my brain? I'm just going to apply that to the tooths. Dibs says it's an awesome effect and you get it right. Oh, thank you so much. It's actually an effect that Steve from Band of Badgers does very well. He is very, very good at it. And we might see some of that tonight if Steve's on the show, which I hope he is.
See why he won't be?
Well, if he's not there, we boycott him.
That's it. Forever.
Right. As for table ready, I'm pretty much there. I'm just going to tidy up some of the eyes in the last couple of minutes.
How long have I got?
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
I might have to airbrush dry this eye.
I'm just trying to put thin layers to blend between, like, where I used the excess Azure and blue around the outside of the eye. And I'm just doing a very thin shading layer over the very edge of that and across the start of the inner of the eyeball, if that makes sense. And just try and blend those in a bit.
Just muting myself, bear with me.
Airbrush. And hey, we might be doing an airbrush show, potentially, at some point soon, with a couple of people from here in chat. Richard, myself, and hopefully Hagley, or Dragon School Studios as he is today. Sorry to assume that you were Hagley there. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to if we can get that one together. There's Richard's Nightbot Instagram link. So if you are looking for some 3D printed miniatures, hey, go click on the link. Go check his Instagram out. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in the comments below. Or at what point do I say that I'm leaving this? At what point?
What point do you think you'll be ready?
Well, I mean, I am sort of there, but I can just go that little bit further, you know?
I think while we have time, you do it.
Yeah, I think so, you know? I might even do an extra highlight with a little bit of yellow. I answer to about anything. Man, I want to swear. Right, I'm going to take some demonic yellow. And I'm just going to do this on the very, very, very highest points of this mini. And this is just to accentuate the green realistically. He says, reaching for another green. I'm going to do a green and then a yellow. To get the blenders right. I'm going to use Moot Green from Citadel, because I really like this one. And it's actually quite close to, but a bit more vibrant than the green I created for the eye. And I'm going to put that across the top of a few of those areas where the light would hit. And then I can highlight those with the yellow. But I really want that bright colour on top. How have you found painting up a Spectator, Richard?
I've quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually didn't expect the combat to go on that long. I thought you'd either absolutely smash it, or it would just get a really lucky shot of something on you when you said you were a sorcerer. I was like, well, there's no hit points there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was the better way, but the two stats I had was con and strength.
Yeah. So actually, I think it played off quite well. Because I think what I've learned throughout this series so far is it's all down to what you roll as a level 3 character and how many hit points you have to how much beating you can take.
Yeah.
And if you can take a decent amount, you're most likely going to find a way to RP around something and get through this. Whereas if you've got next to nothing and it's like a one thing, it's over, that seems to be when it's over in like one round. Like the Bahir, like there was no way. Time's up. So,
No.
I managed to just kiss that yellow to the top of that eyebrow right at the end there. I'm just going to wash my brush off. Wash my brush. And I guess we will have a look at how we've done. So, while you finish drying off there, I will show off what I've done. So, the back is pretty simple. It's just like a fade of green over that zenithal to highlight certain top points. But the front, we wanted to really put the highlight and the expression onto that central eye. So we've got the yellow starting to pop at the top there. We've got that murky kind of sickly green in the center, and hopefully a nice wet blend on the tongue. I'm actually, for saying that came together in the last 5 minutes, pretty all right with that. I would love to spend longer on the eyes, because that is really the focal point of any eye tyrant. But yeah, I'll take that for an hour painting. How about yourself, Richard? How did you get on with the it's Atlas minis, wasn't it?
Atlas minis, yeah. So I did basically contrast, dry brush, and a little bit of paint here and there. I went in with the contrast gut ripper flesh and spotted around with some plague bearer flesh.
Ooh.
Gave it a dry brush with the Edge Paint Creek khaki.
Nice.
As well as a higher sort of bit. I added in a bit of pale sand to the green for the on the dry brush to get some of the higher bits. I tried to mimic the
Haha. We're not on those yet.
the eye, but it was a little bit difficult with
Dude,
tongue.
if you pull it back towards the black. Oh, there. If you pull
Never
back slightly.
moved the bloody thing.
Pull back slightly. There. Dude, that looks awesome. Like the ring on the central eye. That's amazing. And like the little light spot. 1 hour, people. He did this in an hour.
So attempted that, but I'll get some pictures up. The gums, I just basically slapdash and hope for the best. Actually, I went in with the contrast burgundy.
Nice.
And then with brown rose, basically went over the top while it was still wet, sort of mix in, and then used a pale flesh color to heighten the mix of it all, sort of thing.
I'm still impressed by the eye, dude. Like, fuck the rest of it. That's incredible. Like for an hour, and like that's where the detail is on the image. Like I was like, how can I do this quick? Okay, the slit's the main thing, but you're like, no, I'll put the light reflection in there, get the central iris in. Go fuck yourself, Richard.
It was an attempt.
No, I think you've done very, very well. That's incredible. That's, if I'm being perfectly honest, is possibly my favourite one you've done so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's, I really like that.
I'll get some nice pictures of it up later.
Please do. And, Richard, where will you put those pictures up?
I will put those pictures up on my Instagram page, Warrior Prince 3D, that will then translate to my Facebook page of Warrior Prince 3D.
Oh. And you can actually...
And I might even put it up on my TikTok of Warrior Prince 3D.
Oh, I need to do that too. But you can find the... I'll pin that to the top there of the Twitch things. Obviously, those of you who are in chat at the moment, I think most of you follow Richard anyway. But anybody new maybe who's watching back or anything, click that link. That's where Richard is on Instagram. And Richard, you actually sent me some other pictures at the start of this.
Yes, I did.
Which one would you like to do first?
What did I send you? 2 seconds.
Some dwarfs, a vehicle, and a Halloween one.
They're not dwarves.
They look like dwarves from a distance. I'm ill. Leave me alone.
Pop it up the Halloween one, if you may, please.
Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween.
Okay, so obviously with Halloween coming up, and there are wonderful little decorations you can get. This just being one of them. A wonderful little design from Sanix. Anyone give me a shout if there's anything particularly Halloween themed you would like. There is some jack-o'-lanterns coming out on the printers hopefully this week that should be good fun, and a couple of rather nastily themed beasties. So yes, anyone wants something a little bit special for Halloween, drop me a message and we'll see what we can do.
So Absalom commented on my it's my favourite so far. He's like, it's my favourite so far, the rest were crap. It's essentially what I was saying to you. Yeah, fair enough. Richard's just an awful painter. I'm
an awful painter. I've dealt with that, you know.
Fluffy says, woo! Oh, whoa, actually. Absalom saying, is that a zombie Iron Man poking out of that pumpkin?
That is a zombie Iron Man poking out of that.
It fucking is, isn't it? That's really cool. That's very, very cool. I like that a lot. I really like the skull, though. Like that demi-lich looking, just rising out of that pumpkin. And
what I am going to try with these as well, I'm going to do a couple of tests on my own, because I'm going to try and make them candle holders.
You son of a bitch. You had me at Halloween, but then... Oh, that's tasty. Okay, so that's the first thing that you've got going on at the moment.
Okay, so the next thing is two pictures together, but do the band of orcs first.
They looked like dwarves from a distance. I thought they were beards. Fuck you.
In line with October, these are the Orc Busters. I will be showing off a big print of these this week because they are sweet. And the sculpts of these are beautiful. And they, of course, come with their very own Orcto one, which will be the next picture.
Oh! You know, because you sent these to me, what, 3 minutes before we went live? And
yeah.
I just quickly looked at them, so I've literally called them Vehicle and Dwarves. But actually, that makes way more sense if that's Orcto one. Absalom's like, I'm glad that you knew I was joking. But he said we're both amazing at painting, so I will absolutely nom take that in and eat your compliments. Thank you so much. And they'd be awesome for the Izzet League in Ravnica. Well, yeah, they would be. But that's such an awesome vehicle.
So there's also Bat Orc and the Orc DeLorean with those in the same range. But if anyone is after any particularly lovely orcs, orcs and dwarves are some of my most favouriteest things, and my orc collection is vast. Drop me a message if there's anything you're after, because don't forget, even if there's a mini orc that is awesome, I can paint it to be almost as tall as one of these if they're one piece. Daybreak Miniatures do some incredible orcs, and yeah, I've often printed those much bigger.
That's incredible, dude. And like,
give them a shout.
I will shout out to Richard as well here, and like, we can bloke smoke up each other's ass all day long, which is absolutely fine. But like, Richard printed me my BD1 droid, which is sat here in the studio with me, and I know for a fact that when you print something bigger, sometimes those layer lines really show up. Richards are incredible. And yeah, it's a testament to you as like how far into detail you're willing to go in terms of printing and the quality of them. He says, trying to swallow air down. I'm not just welling up. People should definitely go check out what you do. They should check out the bigger prints because they are incredible. And I know that people who see you locally at like Reigate and stuff like that get to see them. But for those of us who are further afield and maybe we'll only see you at Dragon Meet or maybe like, you know, at those random events during the year. Yeah, dude, it's... everyone go check him out, please. It's really awesome. But we are going to be back next week. Oh, Richard's going to say something. His mouth moved like he wanted to get a word in edgeways.
Yeah, because I just alt-tabbed and a page I've been loading earlier has just happened to have loaded up. Any Harry Potter fans out there, Wicked have just released Harry Potter and Voldemort diorama. I'm just going to send it to you quickly.
If you send me the image, I'll drop it in. Fluffy's like, yes?
But not only as a diorama, there is also individual statues, so Harry and Voldemort. You've also got busts. There's also this, as well as the sorting hat.
Richard, you're just saying this and you need to send the images.
They should be sending over now.
I got one. We're just talking about it. We're never going to show the audience.
No. And the Elder Wand as well.
Oof. So let's see where I've just saved that to. I'm going to bring that into El Chatteroony and show everybody what it is that you are peddling. Man, I've got so many images from you on my desktop that I've downloaded. I'm like, oop, I need to clean this up.
You need to delete some of them.
It makes for great TV, though, just me talking about what's on my desktop. This is Harry and that monster who can't defeat a school. Fluffy says that she is a Harry Potter fan. However, I know Fluffy, and I don't think you get to class yourself as a Harry Potter fan if you put yourself in Ravenclaw. Just saying it, putting it out there.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor for life. Spot the Gryffindors a mile away. That's so awesome. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, very, very cool.
And
you've also got another one
coming through as well.
Yeah, let's grab that one. Ooh.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so this one I will start talking about as it saves is all about Hogwarts. Because let's double check that I got the right one. There it is. Boom. Absalom, I just criticised Wizard of the Coast for being too H Potter. Absalom, actually, with Strixhaven, it is clearly Hogwarts. Like, there's no getting around it. It's obviously you're just playing in Hogwarts. But look at that castle. That's very cool.
So, yes, I will be printing some of these.
So you can print that life size, yeah?
Yeah, finally.
1-to-1 scale.
Well, yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Fluffy says that she wants the castle. But yeah, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, obviously go check out that giveaway video where you can win the previous beholder, which was this one here. That's on episode 14. There's only a few days left for you to go and comment on that video and to share Richard's post. You can also get hold of this. That's coming with it. The D20 chonk.
Beautiful, guys.
Richard, are you free next Thursday to carry on our quest?
I am indeed, as always.
I believe I am too.
What are we next week?
We are onto the Blights. Yeah. And I'll talk to you about this after the stream. Until then, thank you so much, everybody else in chat. For those of you watching on YouTube, again, it's weird thinking that, like, I know it's only 16 episodes in, but like it's just been so fun and it's like really kind of like, you know, moving forwards for us, I feel, and it's been really fun. I hope you all have a great day in chat and have a great day out there. And in general, if you're watching on YouTube, have a great day, whatever time of the year it is now in the future. If that makes sense to you or me or not. And, you know, here it goes. Guys, have a great day. May the dice gods be ever in your favor. See you around.